Hi guys, had an accident with the Ninja blender. The blade just sits in the unit, and I keep forgetting because my older unit was not a Ninja, and it didn't just sit in there; it locked. Like you couldn't remove it to clean it or anything like that. I've never had one that just like sits in the housing; it doesn't lock in or anything. Well, I went to clean it, and this has happened twice, but this last time got me good. Um, Went to clean it, flipped it over, and it fell on my hand, and it cut me and sent me to the hospital with stitches. So, not good. First time I've ever had stitches, and I'm 32. Not good at all. So, a lot of people's like, get rid of that thing. But it did cut me once. I've only had it for about 5 days. It's cut me twice already. I've used it 3 or 4 times. So, the first time it was just a nick. Didn't even really feel it. This last time it cut me, it got me good, and I think it's the motivation to remember to remove the blade because it just sits in the housing. Anytime I flip it upside down, it falls out, and I have to remember to take the blade out. Just to remove it. You can lift it up by the plastic housing and that the blade's connected to, and it's got multiple blades on it. But it's seriously disappointing. Um, the blender itself works good, and they have a safety mechanism where, since the blade just sits in the housing, just sits in there, the lid has to be locked in order for it to turn on. If the lid is not locked, the it will not blend. So it's pretty simple in that it can't, like, unless something goes faulty with the lid, there should be no reason to get hurt on it under normal circumstances. So I'm just kind of disappointed because in this, my pinky finger is what it got on the edge, on the end of it. So it's my hand above my pinky finger, but I'm not able to extend it. I'm not able to move it for like 10 to 14 days because they have it wrapped up in this. But even before they put this on my hand and before they put the stitches, I was able to flex my hand but not extend my finger fully out. And they think it might have hit a tendon. Um, so I have to go to the hand doctor and have that checked out. Kind of sucks, but pretty much blame myself for just not. I'm, not taking it out. I'm accident prone. I'm a mom and to a pretty hyper 15-month-old, so I didn't remember to, wasn't thinking and took it out. Um, Upset at myself for that. So, because I need both my hands, and like I can move these two fingers, but I can't bend. Like, I've been trying to fold laundry with one hand and do everything that I can with one hand. I can't get this wet at all or take it off until I go to the doctor. So, I was looking to see if anybody else had any. I was looking to see if anybody else had any accidents with it, but couldn't find any videos, so I guess I'm just a klutz. But yeah, not fun, but it shows that the blender is very sharp. The blade is very sharp. Um, and I've debated returning it for something else because I feel like it's really big and bulky and it takes up a lot of space. And my other one was just really small and didn't take up much space. And what fascinated me with this is it's easier to clean when you can take the blade out. You know you're getting it clean and everything. And I like that you can remove the blade, but I wish there was just some way to lock it in and then unlock it, but the blade just sits there in the housing. So, um, oh well. But hopefully, I won't have to have surgery on my finger or my hand above my finger, which is connected to my pinky finger, which is not allowing me to really extend it. So, it is what it is. But hopefully, everything will be okay. I lost a good bit of blood. I didn't lose my finger, so that's a good thing. And I can't wait to get the stitches out. I can't wait to be able to regain access to my hand. So I'm excited about that. But I'm okay with it. Stitches, if you want to know, stitches wasn't that painful at all. Like, I didn't feel it. I did feel the anesthetic needle injection. It looked pretty gross and cool at the same time, but it was okay. It kind of hurt. The first one she did it, went in I think 2 or 3 times. The first one didn't really hurt. It maybe a baby sting, which was really good for going in deep into a cut with a needle like that. So it didn't really hurt. Just the baby sting. The second one, it did. I don't know why. She went in on the other side, and I was like, mm, oh my goodness, wow. So it was like a very, very rapid sting and burn. The first one was a baby sting, and the last one was a rapid sting. But after that, I really didn't feel much of anything as far as her um, cleaning it and stitching it up. She irrigated it and stuck some more injection type things and irrigated it with like some antiseptic or whatever, and then stitched me up. Actually, she used some betadine after that. She made really sure to clean that really good. And then used stitches. Um, and I watched the whole thing. It didn't really gross me out or anything like that. The first part did when it kind of like bubbled up and like some blood kind of squirted out. Sorry if that's too gross or too much information for you guys, but that was kind of like, ugh. But after that, it was pretty cool. Like, because she was stitching me up, and it looked like a fish hook. She was going in my skin with it, and I was like, I don't really feel anything. Wow, this is really cool. So, but you don't have to watch it or anything like that. I just watched it, and she had something to protect it over, like a cloth, and I could watch, but you don't have to watch because you could put something like visually over you so that you don't have to watch, like another kind of protection. Um, what do you call it? See, I can't think. To like one of the sanitary things that you don't have to watch it or whatever. But it wasn't bad at all, really, honestly. And then they come in and put this on there, and there's minimal pain right now. There's pain. It it hurts right now minimally, just a little bit. Even not even just having my arm here, it just barely hurts. But when I try to cause I can kind of barely move you can't see me moving my pinky in this. I can barely move it because they have it so tight. But I can move it, and as I'm moving it inside this bandage, I'm like, ah, ah. So like, I'm like, man, is this gonna heal? Because I'm not able to fully extend it, and when I try, it hurts really bad. So, but when I don't try, it just barely hurts like this. But when I try to extend it, like, bad pain. So, but as long as I'm not trying to move it, it doesn't hurt. So, um, it is what it is. But, oh well. But, yeah, I had an accident with a ninja. Kind of embarrassing. The nurse, they had the PA doctor that did this, stitched me up, and there was a nurse. She wasn't helping, but she was like, hey, can I watch? She was actually a nursing student that was there, and I was like, I don't mind. And the doctor said she didn't care. And she was like, I think it's pretty cool how you're watching. And I'm like, yeah, It's okay. It doesn't bother me at all. Things like this don't really bother me. If it would have been something that would have been really bothered me, I would just turn my head and looked away. So um, it's kind of neat. But I mean, it's okay. I just like she said she had a Ninja blender. She's like, I don't know about that now. She's like, I actually one time left a spoon in mine and it warped my spoon. But she hasn't been injured with it. So I'm thinking I'm just a klutz because I haven't really seen any other reviews or stories about people that's been injured with it. So maybe I'm just a huge klutz. But, I drop things more than most people and some mild, like, neurological issues or whatever. Um, I drop things a good bit. But just some health problems that I have, and causes me to be a little, you know, drop things more frequently. I don't get dizzy or any of that, no passing out. I walk fine, just my hands give out on me sometimes. Um, so, but, um, so I really shouldn't have a blender that has a removable blade or a blade that just lays in the housing like that. And maybe I should just return it for something else since I like it because of the power, but then it's too bulky. So maybe I could get like the small blender by Ninja, or maybe a different unit altogether that's just a lot smaller, that doesn't take up half my counter space, and it's heavy. So, like, my arm is weak. Like, I've always had a weak arm anyway. This arm's always been weak. My left one's weak too, but my right one is more weak. So, like, lifting that thing because it's quite heavy. It's plastic, but it's quite heavy. So I don't know. It's okay. I like the sharpness of the blade. But yep, that was my little accident, my first time needing stitches. And I hope you enjoyed this review. Subscribe, comment, let me know if you've had any kind of crazy accidents like that with the Ninja blender or any type of blender. Thanks for watching.